What's happening, people? It's Nocturnal Thoughts in the building. Gotta give my analysis, my opinion, my thoughts on Canelo versus Kovalev. I didn't do any kind of pre-fight, pre-predictions, things of that nature with this fight, because I thought the fight was pretty self-explanatory. You know what I'm saying? You always hear people say, it is what it is. To me, this fight was what it was. First of all, let me give this bow, 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 proper salute to Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez. Not really based off of this fight. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I'm not on the fence, but I'm not like 100% saluting this fight. I think it was a good fight for his career. I think it was a good fight for boxing. I think it was a good KO. I don't want to say it was a fix. I know I'm hearing a lot of people saying the fix was in. Sergey took a dive. He was paid to sell his belt, things of that nature. I'm not going to stretch that far with it. But the controversy alone makes you think a little bit. Makes you look at the fight a different way. So I can understand the argument. I can understand where you got some fans that's 100% giving Canelo full credit for this fight. You know what I'm saying? His hardcore fans, maybe some casual fans, but everybody that's on his side, 100% giving him full credit for this fight. I can understand. That's your man. That's who you're supposed to ride with. You feel me? If it was Floyd Mayweather and we was Floyd Mayweather fans, we would be riding with him 100% on the knockout of Victor Ortiz, if it was controversy or not. I absolutely was like, no, that ain't controversial. It was a legit knockout. Then you got on the other end of the spectrum, the opposite end of the spectrum. They don't want to give him no credit. Zero credit. Absolutely was a fix. It was a farce. It was a hoax. It was a setup. It was a scandal. It was everything that's wrong with boxing. Canelo's. You have all kinds of. Canelo has all these built-in, policies. The rehydration clause, the catch weight situation. Just people that totally want to take credit away from his accomplishments. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't say I'm hot or cold or lukewarm on this situation. To be honest with you, there's just certain things that I dislike and like about most people's career in boxing. But that's life. You can't please everybody. Sometimes you gotta learn how to take the good with the bad. You know what I'm saying? I like Canelo Alvarez. I like I like what he's doing. But I'm not totally I don't know what this even means. Because when I hear somebody on YouTube saying I don't give somebody else credit that's professional, I don't know what that means. Like, what does he need your credit for? What does your credit even add up to? How much is your credit worth? You see what I'm saying? So when I hear somebody say, I don't know if I can give him 100% credit, I'm thinking to myself, like, who gives a fuck how much credit you give to his career? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's going to affect his bank account. But I understand this is boxing. This is boxing fans, we have our right to an opinion. So I do have an opinion. And I have to put it in the same terms that I feel like it's going to be relatable to people that's listening. So for the sake of that, I will say, in my mind, do I give him 100% credit for knocking out Kovalev? And if I'm going to be honest, 100% honest, I'm having a hard time. You know, history might change. If you look down the line, you might change your mind down the line. But right now, I cannot give 100% credit for this fight. Only because of Kovalev, not because of Canelo. To me, watching that fight, I never seen Kovalev look like he was punching with bad intentions. Now I know with Canelo's boxing strategy, he was able to nullify the crusher, the Kovalev crusher, the big right. I get that, I understand that. But I never saw Canelo hurt or in danger or have his head snap back. I never saw Canelo look like he was taking a lot of pressure or looking like he was fighting someone that was 2 weight classes bigger than him. Kovalev, to me, sort of ruined that fight because, to me, he didn't come 100% at his best. I felt like all of his punches were pillow punches. Nothing had that stank on it. Nothing had mean intentions on it. And he never looked like he had any power or strength to himself. He looked, to me, weaker. And I can't say that he came in to take a dive, but it did not look like he came to be aggressive and dominant and powerful. He came in to look like to survive or to win off of points. And yes, he used a lot of jabs and he threw a lot of punches, but I never saw him throw a punch that had any kind of real legit power behind it. Now, when he got knocked out, some people say he faked the knockout. He took a dive. And then you see some people say you can't fake that. Physically, you can't fake the way his legs gave out. I feel like this: as a professional fighter, you might not be able to fake getting knocked out, but it is possible that you can allow yourself to be knocked out. Now, it's not probable in my mind, but at the end of the day, I'm not cashing a $12 million check. So I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on this fight. I definitely cannot take anything away from Canelo Alvarez as far as his whole resume. But this fight is a back and forth in my mind. As far as giving him 100% credit, I don't feel like I can do that right now. I just feel like it was a bad setup for this fight. It was, to me, it was too many little theories and things coming out of this fight that just didn't seem right. Things aren't adding up. But it was a good fight for boxing. It was a good fight for Canelo. It was a good, legit knockout as far as I'm concerned. I wish I wish he came in better shape. I wish he came bigger looking, stronger looking, more dominant looking. It wasn't no David versus Goliath by any means. It was a Goliath versus a Goliath, or a David versus a David, however you want to look at it. But it definitely wasn't a big man versus a bigger man. It didn't look like that. And it didn't play out like that. And like I said, the reason why I didn't do any kind of pre-fight predictions is because from everything I was looking at and surveying, the fight kind of played out somewhat to where wasn't no surprise there. Like Nate Diaz, not Nate Diaz said, I ain't surprised. It's like that. It was kind of like that fight Didn't get hyped up well, but it didn't live up to a certain hype. It just did what it was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? It was somewhat vanilla. It's just something somewhat flared out, even with the big knockout, because the knockout was spectacular. It was a highlight knockout, no doubt. But the fight itself just seemed to not have any very good contrasting back and forth moments. You didn't see Canelo hurt. The fight was what it was. And I didn't do a pre-prediction because I knew this fight, it is what it is. Some people gonna like it, some people gonna hate it, some people gonna love it. You know what I'm saying? To me, I appreciate Canelo Alvarez for his resume and his career, unincluding this fight. So with this fight, it's sort of just another notch. It's just sort of just another one to grow on, but it's not his career defining fight. I think he still needs one or two more. He still needs to have a really decent dance partner that's going to make the fight an extremely great fight of the year type fight. This wasn't it. People saying Anthony Yard now, maybe that be, you know, styles make fights. Anthony Yard is younger, stronger, more aggressive. That might be a good fight. If he stays at that weight class and fights and defends that belt, then maybe he can fight that fight where I say, man, now that's what I'm talking about. To me, this fight pushes him above, he pushes himself into the stratosphere, definitely amongst the Floyd Mayweathers, definitely amongst, you know, all the greats. You know, Triple G was close to doing that for me, to be honest, especially that first one. But then the second one with the little bit of the Computerraw scandal and all the little issues that popped up, then you needed a third fight to solidify his legacy. So now with Triple G's performance against wasn't Oleg, who did Deverenchenko, with Triple G's performance against Deverenchenko, now you can't look at the Triple G versus Canelo Part 3 right now as that defining fight, but you never know. It might be that defining fight. This fight wasn't that defining fight moment for me, but it was still, I have to give his props and salute for getting that belt, for getting that knockout, for going up a weight class. Regardless of what you say, to me, that's still something that's a challenge that you have to admire. You have to take your hat off to it. You have to salute it. You can't knock it. You can hate if you a hater, but I feel like if you keep it in perspective and reality wise, even if you don't give him 100% credit for that, you have to give him some credit for that. You just have to. You know what I mean? Just like I didn't give Roy Jones Jr. 100% credit for going up to heavyweight to fight John Ruiz, because he wasn't fighting like a real true heavyweight. But you got to give him some credit. You know what I mean? If you want to take a few little nitpicks and do all that, to each is his own. But that's just not my style. So anyways, that's my opinion on the situation. I still salute Canelo Alvarez. Like I said, the fight just wasn't what I thought it. The fight just wasn't what it could have been potentially, because more on his opponent's state of health, his physique, his power. He missed weight. He didn't look strong. He didn't look like he fought with the game plan of being dominant. It just, to me, didn't make for a good dancing partner. You feel me? Especially being a bigger, stronger guy. So take it for what it is. Like I said, salute to Canelo. To me, he was already debatable for the pound for pound. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to say he definitely non-debatable as pound for pound now, if you want to crown him that, to me, that's to each his own too. Because pound for pound list is what it is, in my opinion too. I don't need the pound for pound list. You feel me? It's irrelevant in my opinion. But definitely salute Canelo. Good performance, good fight, good night. Appreciate you. I'm out.